Investigation into St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery is no longer just a state battle. Tonight, 5 on Your Side is learning FBI agents are targeting his office, digging into personnel files, policy manuals, and even a violent incident involving one of his deputies at St. Louis University Hospital. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, breaks down the widening probe and what it could mean for the sheriff's future. Mark?
That's right, Mike. This started with that famous incident, infamous incident perhaps, in February when the jail commissioner Tammy Ross was placed in handcuffs. But since then, it's spiraled into both a state and now federal investigation, with Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey pushing to expel Montgomery from office. And now we're learning the FBI is issuing not one, but 4 subpoenas before Bailey himself leaves for a top job at the Bureau.
Sheriff Alfred Montgomery swore the oath of office January 1st. Just 6 weeks later, February 14th, a confrontation inside the city jail. Interim Commissioner Tammy Ross was handcuffed after she blocked Montgomery and his deputies from trying to interrogate a sexual assault victim. 3 days later, then Mayor Tashara Jones reported Montgomery to the FBI. 2 months later, the FBI issues its first subpoena demanding personnel records, weapons logs, and reports tied to that Ross incident.
We believe that what the evidence will reveal is that no crime was committed.
A second subpoena in June seeks timekeeping data and policy manuals. Meanwhile, at the state level, Attorney General Andrew Bailey calls on Montgomery to resign. The very next day, Bailey files a rare quo warranto petition to expel Montgomery. His office has since subpoenaed city agencies for documents ranging from financial records to complaints of alleged nepotism. But the case took another turn on June 26, when a sheriff's deputy working private security allegedly assaulted a patient in a wheelchair at St. Louis University Hospital. A spokesman for Sheriff Montgomery said apparently he just beat the hell out of the guy. What he did was just wrong. The sheriff fired that deputy July 30th. Days later, the FBI issued a third subpoena demanding that deputy's personnel files, payroll records, and the video of the incident. A fourth subpoena in August seeks records on employee demotions. Former federal prosecutor Richard Callahan said FBI probes can be far scarier, in his words, than state investigations because once an investigation is started, they're investigating the person as a whole and not specific individual crimes. And, quote, it sounds like they're investigating the sheriff and not any specific crime.
So where does that leave us now? Sheriff Montgomery is under siege from 2 directions. That state investigation and the push to expel him, and the federal grand jury digging into every corner, it seems, of his department. The timeline of these subpoenas show this case is only growing larger and the stakes for Montgomery getting much higher.